Wow, Ryan Garcia gets a first round knockout again. Back-to-back fights. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel. Now, let's jump right into it. Ryan Garcia just slept Francisco Fonseca. Now, Fonseca's not the biggest name in the division. You know, Ryan Garcia is probably the heavy favorite, but Ryan looked sharp. You know, he had a pretty piston-like jab. He was more economical point, like with his punches, and he timed Fonseca, who was launching an attack, and he just hit him right on the button with like a left hook, and it was nasty. You'll see the pictures in this particular video. I don't want to keep the video too long because, you know, then the video will be much longer than the actual fight, so it's not much to break down. Ryan Garcia was pumping out a jab, used his height well, looked sharp. He didn't really even work into a sweat in the fight. Fonseca never really threw anything of meaning. It was pretty early. So this is great for Ryan Garcia's brand. You know, Golden Boy doesn't have too many stars right now, but Ryan Garcia and Virgil Ortiz, if they keep performing, you know, they can be groomed into people to take over for Canelo. But Ryan Garcia, he looked good. You know, it's not much to dismantle. Some people are going to compare this to Gervonta Tank Davis and Tevin Farmer. You could say that Ryan Garcia knocked him out in one round. That's fine. That's fair. But Tank knocked him out first, and this was 3 years ago. So you have to factor in everything. This is Fonseca, who has been beaten by those guys, and then Ryan Garcia is getting to him. So I would definitely like to see a step up from Ryan Garcia. He looks like he has something to offer. They're talking about Linares, who also looked good in this fight. Crispy combination punches, knocked out his opponent, who was game and never been knocked out before, Morales, and he knocked him out. He knocked him down first with pretty much a single shot, beautifully set up, caught him, and then he knocked him out the very next round as he was against the ropes, time stuff. That's a great fight, and it's an interesting fight because Jorge Linares, he has issues with the bully, and Ryan Garcia is pretty aggressive. So that's someone who's going to try to bully him, you know, and has power and has speed to match his own. So that might not be good for Jorge Linares. But on the same token is when Linares is switched on, when he's on, he's crispy and he's sharp, and he has beautiful combinations, and he has a lot of experience. Like, even though he's been knocked out and he has losses and stuff, he's fought Lomachenko, put Lomachenko on his butt. But that's a great way to build Ryan Garcia. When Linares won, this was obviously before Ryan Garcia's performance, De La Hoya looked a bit shook when Linares was like, yeah, I'm going to watch the main event. I want Ryan. That's a cool fight. You know, I'm all for that. If Ryan Garcia fights Jorge Linares, that's a solid fight, and it's a step in the right direction, because I don't see De La Hoya and Golden Boy putting Ryan Garcia in with Gervonta Tank Davis or Devin Haney or Teofimo Loma winner off of a guy like Fonseca. But if you show you can beat a former champion, multiple-time champion like Linares, then that's definitely a step in the right direction. With a guy like Francisco Fonseca, it was a beautiful KO. You can add this as the nominees to one of the, you know, some of the knockouts of the year. Even though the year begun, that was a crazy knockout. He starched him, stiffened him up. You could tell. I mean, the dude's head bounced off like a basketball, bounced off of the canvas, and he bounced pretty high. So I hope he's all right. Yeah, definitely added to the potential knockout of the year nominees. We got to see what Wilder does next week, but I got to see Ryan Garcia in there with the, you know, somebody like a Linares. I think that's probably the best fight and the most realistic. I don't really see them putting in Tank. Tank's he's a different animal than Fonseca. You know, I've never seen a fight where Tank didn't throw punches, and, you know, Tank has crazy explosive speed too. It's just a good fight. But if Tank keeps winning and Garcia keeps winning, and or Devin Haney or Teofimo beats Loma, 135 is going to have some beastly fights that could be made with this young generation. You know, there's some really good fights that can be made. So we'll leave it at that. Ryan Garcia, congrats on his victory. Very, very sharp. I do like the work with Chepo and Eddie Reynoso. I think they've trained Ryan, and they're still working on it, but they're training him to not abuse his speed, because before he was kind of abusing, everything was fast, and they're like, the speed ain't going nowhere. So take down your kind of like almost like Wilder. Wilder got power. He don't have to throw a crazy volume of punches and not pace himself, because when we just seen Jason Velez on a Showtime card recently, he was pretty game, and when Ryan Garcia fought him, I don't think Ryan Garcia looked that great in that particular fight. So I think moving to Eddie Reynoso was a very good move, because it kind of got like the hardcore fight fans from Mexico and like some of the Mexican Americans who thought Ryan Garcia was more of a pretty boy and didn't really accept him. It kind of gave him that cosign. And then the work that they're doing with Ryan Garcia, I think they're getting him to be more of an authoritative boxer puncher and vary up his speed without showing too much, you know, because before he was fighting almost like his Instagram gym videos that he records, where he's just like flexing the speed, but that makes it's just like a pitcher throwing the same pitch over and over. By the eighth inning, you know, people might catch on to what you're doing. So I like that Ryan Garcia has slowed it up a touch. And, you know, I still see some things. It's hard because his last two fights were 1 round, so I can't really, and the competition, but I can't really pick apart that he's doing because these last 2 fights, he's ended it real quick in 1 round. So the power's there, speed's there. I got to see a little bit more, but it's not too much to pick apart. But career-wise, I've seen a couple things Ryan Garcia still should work on. Sometimes he backs straight up, especially if he fights like a Maidana type, awkward puncher with chopping punches, somebody who's taller than him, his height, somebody with longer arms than him, somebody with equal speed. He's going to have to watch that, backing straight out. He can get away with it maybe against a Fonseca, shorter guy, shorter arms, slow, you know, been beaten twice, things like that. But all in all, Ryan looks sharp. Shout out to him, and it looked like he brought a cool little card out. So hopefully we can get Linares versus Ryan Garcia. I don't really see any reason why DAZN wouldn't want it or why Golden Boy can't make that fight. And it's do or die. We got to see it, because Ryan Garcia, I mean, you can keep building him up with Jose Lopez and Fonseca and stuff, but I think a former champion like Linares, strike while the iron's hot. They're both off knockout performances where they look good. That's going to give Ryan Garcia a lot of clout if he can beat Linares. And if Linares wins, then, you know, obviously he dethroned a hot shot up and coming person. But very good performance from Linares and Ryan Garcia. If you watched it, break down the fight. I know it's not too much to break down, but let me know what you guys think. What do you like? What do you dislike from Ryan Garcia? What have you noticed? Have you seen some improvements? What are the best fights from him at 135? Now we can start having some of these conversations. Let me know what you guys think. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. Signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.